Hello ladies and gentlemen, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to use Photoshop to animate frame by frame, not so much the drawing portion using the timeline, but using layers as a frame kind of ordeal. Before we get into anything, I would like to say I'm using a sprite sheet I got from Spriter's Resource. This is Mega Man X. You can pick whatever, the concept will still apply. This is a 500 by 500 pixel layout with 72 resolution. Remember, for larger files such as 4000 by 4000, you might want 300 resolution. It just hides more of the pixelated lines. Like, I think its resolution is DPI, which is dot per inch. But it's been a while since I got into a Photoshop tutorial, so let's get started. First thing you're going to need is the actual timeline view. So we're going to go into Window, or not timeline, the layer view, and we're going to go to Animation. You will automatically get the timeline, but there should be a little thing on the bottom right hand corner right here that has little squares. Click it, boom. Now first we're going to automatically turn off no delay and repeat forever. This is going to help us in the long run. But we're going to do a simple Mega Man walking routine. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to hit M to get my little selection tool. We're going to grab this layer. We're going to cut it. We're going to select back. And then we're going to grab this layer, a full running cycle. Again, we're going to cut. And we're going to take these two layers and move them here. Now, this is going to be a very simple process, but what we're going to do is align them. There's no really good way to align them, but right about here is good. Then we're going to merge these layers. Don't worry, we're going to cut them back up. But first we need to go to Select, Color Range. And what we're going to do is select this blue, click OK, hit the delete key, and we need to make sure we didn't get our little Mega Man. See, we did, so for some reason it wants to select this color. Alright, so we need to fix this. So select, color range, fuzziness, 0% fuzziness. Okay. And now we get, oops, there we go. Now we hit V, or no, sorry, M, deselect the layer, and now we got a Mega Man running crew. So now we gotta cut each one back up. This is one of the most redundant ways to do it, but hey, it works, doesn't it? It's one of the ways. Take it, get this. This video might be a lot longer than anticipated. But in a nutshell, what we're doing here is we're selecting each and every individual layer. And this is a painstaking thing about animation in general, is sometimes it can be this crazy, because you do have to draw each character's layers every time, or not. Sometimes you can use a Flash, and use a tween, which is like the frowned upon method, because it makes it look unrealistic. Okay, so we delete this, and now we have each layer selected. Excuse me. And so now what we're gonna do, this is a way of doing it, but you could get these every individual layer here aligned up. Like I said, it's a way of doing it. You don't have to do it this way, but I find it an easier way. So what we're doing here is we're just stacking these running animation like so. And what this is going to allow us to do is, because for this method of animating, this requires a lot of pretty much frames to work with. So because you'll create a new frame, and for every instance you create a new frame, it's a new cycle or a new image. And with running, you also have to make it look like it's running, because I was doing this yesterday because I was trying to get a little test document going for Python while I was programming to see if I can make a, just an experiment game to see if I can do something. And while I was making some animation cycles, I found it to be a little bit more effective to make him bob while he runs. And what I mean by that is kind of like, when you run, you bounce. That's what I mean. So we're going to cycle this down to here. And now we are going to deselect every layer except for the standing. Okay, so now we got Mega Man standing here. We're going to fix this. And now this is where it gets a little bit weird. So now we're going to deselect this and reselect it. Move him down a bit. Okay. And now we're going to keep doing this until we get a full-on running cycle. 5 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm on the 5th layer. And as you can see, it kind of cycles through in this animation loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish this up. Now this can be tedious at times, which is the killer portion about this. So you keep doing this until you get a full animation cycle. So I'm going to stop here for a second and I'll come back to you when this is done. Okay, after deleting the first 2 layers, which was the standpoint and the jump off point, and the reason why I did that was because it didn't look so natural when he ran, stopped, ran, stopped, ran, stopped. But this is the result. So now we got Mega Man running. Now there's one more thing we had to do, and that is saving it. So to save this, we got to go to File, Save for Web and Devices. We're going to give this a diffusive transparency, yada yada. Save. We're going to save at our desktop as a GIF, untitled. Images only, default settings, okie dokie. Now we quit Photoshop. Now all we do now is find the untitled. And now we got Mega Man running. Now different browsers will have different speeds, but that's how you animate in Photoshop. I hope you found this tutorial lesson useful in some kind of way, and I will see you next time with another tutorial. And thank you for watching.